My name is Anna. I'm 31 years old. And I made a mistake I cannot undo. If you're watching this, you're probably expecting some dramatic confession or a twisted love story. But this isn't that. This is not about passion or revenge or escape. This is about regret. Pure, raw, and honest regret. I had what most people dream of. A husband who loved me. A home that felt safe. A routine that others might call boring. But to me, it was comfort. I met Daniel when I was 23, just out of college, full of dreams and insecurities. He was calm, gentle, the kind of man who'd remember the little things. The way I liked my coffee, my favorite flower, the exact shape my eyes made when I was trying not to cry. We married young by today's standards. Everyone said we were rushing it, but I didn't care. I thought love was enough. And maybe it was until I started to change. It didn't happen overnight. It was slow. So slow that I didn't even notice it was happening. At first, I blamed stress. Then boredom. Then the feeling of being unseen. Not unloved, just invisible. You see, Daniel never stopped being kind. But kindness can become silence over time. We stopped talking about real things. We stopped laughing the way we used to. He'd come home, exhausted from work, and I'd be tired from managing everything else. We became two people walking through the same house, speaking through habits, not words. And then came the message. It was from a man I used to know. Alex. We went to college together. Nothing ever happened back then. Just late-night talks and the kind of chemistry you don't acknowledge when you're trying to be good. I hadn't heard from him in years. His message was simple. Hey, saw your post. You look happy. I hope life's been kind to you. I should have ignored it. I should have smiled and moved on. But I replied. At first, it was innocent. Catching up. Sharing updates. Laughing at old jokes. But slowly I started waiting for his messages. I found myself checking my phone in the middle of dinner, smiling at his texts while Daniel sat next to me, watching TV, unaware. It wasn't physical, not at first, but emotionally. I was drifting, and I knew it. The first time we met for coffee, I told myself it was just for closure, just to see what the past looked like now. But closure is a lie we tell ourselves when we want an excuse to reopen doors we should have nailed shut. Alex was charming, attentive, dangerous in the way people are when they make you feel seen again. He listened. He asked questions Daniel hadn't asked in years. I felt alive around him, like someone had turned the lights back on in a room I forgot existed inside me. It didn't take long. One night, after too much wine and too little willpower, I slept with him. And just like that, everything I thought I knew about myself shattered. I wish I could say it felt good in the moment, that it was passionate or worth it. But it wasn't. The moment it ended, the guilt hit me like a freight train. I couldn't look at myself in the mirror. I went home that night and crawled into bed next to the man who would have given me the world, and I cried silently until morning. I didn't confess. I couldn't. I told myself it was a mistake I'd bury, a secret I'd take to the grave. But secrets rot. They don't stay buried. They fester and infect everything. I became distant, irritable. I flinched when Daniel touched me. I jumped when he looked at my phone. I felt like a criminal living in my own home. Daniel noticed. Of course he did. One night, after I snapped at him over something stupid, spilled juice or dirty laundry, I saw the pain in his eyes. Not anger, not confusion, just pain. And that made it worse. He didn't ask if I was cheating. He asked if I was okay. That broke me. I told him everything the next morning. I didn't dramatize it. I didn't beg for forgiveness. I just told the truth. And he didn't say anything. He just sat there, tears filling his eyes, nodding slowly like someone trying to process a language they'd never heard before. He packed a bag that evening and left. We didn't talk for 2 weeks. I called once. He didn't pick up. I left a voicemail, sobbing, saying I'd do anything to fix it. But there are things you can't fix. Some wounds aren't meant to be stitched up, they're meant to bleed so you never forget. When he finally agreed to meet, it wasn't to get back together. It was to talk about what came next. He was kind. Still him. But colder now. Like I'd turned part of him to stone. And I knew I'd broken something that couldn't be unbroken. We're not divorced. Not yet. He says he needs time. I don't blame him. I've ruined the one thing that truly mattered to me. For what? For a moment. For a flicker of feeling alive. I know some of you will judge me. You should. I deserve it. But I'm not telling this story for sympathy. I'm telling it because I want someone out there to learn from my failure. If you're bored in your marriage, talk. If you feel unseen, speak up. If you're tempted, run. Don't chase ghosts. Don't search for life in someone else's arms. Because the price, it's too high. You might think you can live with the secret. You can't. You might think the guilt will fade. It won't. Every time I hear our wedding song, I feel my chest tighten. Every time I walk past our old favorite cafe, I feel like I've lost oxygen. And every time I look at myself in the mirror, I see someone I don't recognize. I cheated on my husband, and I lost him. Not because he stopped loving me, but because I stopped loving us. Now, I spend my days in a quiet apartment. I've deleted Alex's number, blocked him. That chapter is closed. And not because I wanted to be noble, but because looking at him reminds me of the worst version of myself. Daniel still sends me updates, bills, house matters. Occasionally, a check-in. That there's distance now. A politeness that hurts more than silence. And I get it. He was the best thing that ever happened to me. And I was the storm that blew it all away. If you're listening to this and you've made a similar mistake, please, don't hide behind your shame. Own it. Heal from it. Grow from it. And if you haven't made the mistake yet, don't. Please don't. Not all betrayals are loud. Some are quiet. A text. A thought. A coffee. A lie. They start small, and they end with a heart cracked wide open. Thank you for listening to my story. I don't know if Daniel will ever forgive me. I don't know if I deserve it. But I do know this. Some regrets don't fade. They just teach you who you are.